You could also have say something like, well, I'll have to think about something, but yeah, we have some, let's see whether there's some word problems out here.
So when is that going to present a review?
I'm sorry?
When is this review? Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, it's not exactly a review. Basically, if you have any questions, you ask me on Monday. So if you don't have any questions, then I'll just start with new material. You should really study over this spring break and come up with a list of questions.
Next week's homework?
Is it?
Next week's homework.
Yeah, next week's homework. I mean, spring break.
Are we going to be able to ask questions Wednesday too, or are we still?
Well, I am going to go over new material on Wednesday, but maybe half the class you can ask me questions.
Material that will be covered on the midterm?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So, okay. So I would like to, but so far, for the midterm, what you have so far that we've covered is basically the different distributions. There was discrete and continuous. So discrete is just you had like very special distributions under discrete. You had binomial, you had geometric, right, and hypergeometric. Those were the special distributions under discrete. Or I could give you a general probability mass function and a different probability mass function, ask you to calculate the mean or something. So that's easy enough. And then there was Poisson distribution also, yeah. Then continuous distributions, the only special distributions we've covered so far are uniform, exponential, and normal. So you have problems based on those distributions. And today we've covered, if I give you a probability mass function or probability density function, and I'm interested in some function of that random variable, how do you find the probability mass function for this new random variable? So far that's what's been covered. I guess then what I do today, or well, for the rest of today, and on Wednesday, I guess I won't test you on that.
So this is the end of.
Yeah. Okay. So till here for the second midterm.
Okay.
So what we covered up to now, up to here, for the second midterm.
Is it cumulative or is it just from?
I'm sorry. No, it's not cumulative. It's just from chapter 4.
So chapter 4 is just so 5.4.
Chapter
4, you said this was, right?
Right. So chapter 4 is from random variables, right? Okay. So from chapter 4 and chapter 5. So it's chapter 4 and chapter 5.
Okay.
And 5, that's 5.7. So we have skipped some material in between. In chapter 4, I didn't cover zeta distribution. In chapter 5, I haven't covered hazard rate function. And, well, clearly the distribution I haven't mentioned are not included. Okay, so it's essentially section 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5 without 5.5.1, and then 5, well, that's it, and then 5.7. So I skipped 5.6.
And 5.5.1.
Yeah, and 5.5.1 we haven't done that either.
You said zeta distribution, and what was the name of the other one in chapter 5?
Yeah.
In chapter 5, everything under 5.6 I've skipped.
And chapter 4 was just the zeta distribution, that was it.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
But it's choice, I can start something new right now.
Go home.
Yeah.
Just a quick question, on your second midterm, are we going to have just an hour, like the first midterm? Or is it will be?
More than an hour.
You're not sure?
More than an hour.
Well, let's just make it an hour and a half, because I think it's
Okay.
the material. And we have a buffer amount of 20 minutes after that. So expect, okay, 75 minutes exam. Yeah.
What about the final? Will that be the whole 2-hour period?
Yeah, the final will be long.
Is that cumulative?
You just went
Haven't really decided.
That's not good.
It's just that a lot of the material that you cover in chapter 6 and 7, you will need to know 4 and 5. We will use these distributions of 4 and 5 as examples. So in that sense, maybe I will not test you explicitly on material from chapters 4 and 5, but you will need to know it anyway. So
You'll need to know what to do.
yes, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not cumulative in some sense, but it's cumulative in the sense of you have to know it.